Hello and welcome into The Scene, presented by DBS Entertainment. This week's episodes are brought to you by Kathmandu Campground in Sturgis, South Dakota, Mr. Woo's in Deadwood, Lil's and the Midnight Star, Kickstands Campground in Sturgis, AB's Bar and Venue on 5th Street in Rapid City. Make sure to visit and support our sponsors and tell them that you heard it on The Scene. Welcome into a very exciting episode of The Scene. This is your host, Bubba Starts, and we are coming to you live from Four Winds Music and Art Fest in Rapid City, South Dakota, June 21 and 22, 2024. Back at Four Winds, baby. Awkward. Welcome to The Scene.
Thank you. This is actually my first time here.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's the first one in Rapid.
Right. Yeah, man. Well, I did Four Winds Sioux Falls last year. We got the band in for that one, so that was kind of cool. And so I kind of knew what to expect here. I know the promoters of their bigger market events. Obviously, I'm good friends with Mitchell and the crew, and it's pretty cool to put this all together, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate everybody putting this on. It's I don't know. It's kind of good for Rapid to get something like this going.
Something new, right?
Yeah.
Something new. That's good. I'm gonna turn that down just a little bit straight on. Yeah, hell, man. I know you're always recording. You're always writing. What's big for the summer, man? Tell me about it.
I was supposed to release an album June 1st, but it kind of got pushed back. So
Shit happens.
We're about to drop that probably this week, and then Jordan right here, he's about to put out a bunch of music.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what can we hear on the new stuff? What how is it like the old stuff? How is it different? What's up?
I don't know. It's a lot realer. It's called what is it? Broken Hearted Conspiracy Theories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of a compilation of all my best stuff in the past year and a half or so.
Cool, brother.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. I can't wait to hear it come out. And you got to keep pumping it out there. I know we talked about working together. Some things have fallen through out east. Nobody's believing as hard as they should be out there, but we're going to get you out to Sioux Falls and get some stuff popping out there, man. I look forward to working together in the future and look forward to hearing all this music coming out.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Hey,
Getting
man.
out in Sioux Falls is kind of the goal.
Hell yeah, man. We want to get you out there and a lot farther. I was just in Minneapolis last weekend, dude. All the doors are opening, so let's all go through them together, right?
I mean, that's kind of what it's about, everybody helping everybody.
Fucking A. That's how these things happen. Awkward. Thanks for being a part of The Scene, brother.
Appreciate you, Bubba.
Hell yeah, man. This episode was filmed live at AB's Bar and Venue on 5th Street in Rapid City. Make sure you go check out all of their great live events and support our sponsors. All right, Four Winds Fest. I'm here with Jordan Truly. Welcome to The Scene, brother.
What up, man? What's going on?
Not a lot, man. We're sitting here, we're hanging out, listening to my boy Luke Graves and talking about music. So Awkward was just on with us, said you got a bunch of new stuff coming out, man. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, that's my brother, Awkward. I actually, recently just got out of prison. I'll be honest with you. I've been gone for a couple years, and we really got derailed, kind of in what we were doing a few years back with the music and stuff like that. So, I'm trying to really come at it at a different angle this time and, have my shit together more than I did back then. And honestly, the music, I've had so many chances to stop doing music, but it's never left me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I've never been able to stop doing it. So I think right now at this age that I'm at, I'm really just ready to take it to another level, you know what I mean, and get really serious about the productions part of it and all of the advertisement, the personal relations, the PR work and stuff like that. So
yeah, brother, that's what it's all about, man. Nobody cares if you're good or not, right? If they don't know who you are and they don't like you, it don't matter if your music's the best music in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I mean,
that's
don't
all
get me wrong.
subjective, right? You being an asshole is not subjective. And I think that's what a lot of artists and things that they don't realize, man. I didn't realize it, dude. I was a dickhead when I was in my 20s, man. And it took prison to straighten me out. It took being humbled. And actually, I'm really glad that I did what I did because I fled to Mexico. I went to Mexico for a year, man, after making all that easy money selling weed and fucking doing what I was doing, right?
Yeah.
going to Mexico and seeing how hard people work for fucking $50 a week, right? I got humbled real
Yeah,
fucking
absolutely.
quick on a financial level,
There you
and
go.
then obviously going and losing my freedom, and I came out fucking fired up. I got my life together. I learned to trade while I was in there, so I wasn't a loser, right? I learned how to weld. I met my wife there, unbeknownst to me, right? She was a CEO actually at the prison. My wife Danielle.
There you go. That's crazy.
Prison saved my life, man. It changed my whole fucking thing. But it's because I went in there with a mission to never go back there, right?
Yeah,
I was never going
absolutely.
back there. I missed 2 years of my kid's life. I ain't doing that shit again. I
Yeah.
did there to pay my dues and get the fuck out. And then what I've done since then is to put myself in finally a space to be financially able to leave that welding job, right? To just pursue this.
Yeah.
And it's working because I'm making a living. I ain't making no fucking money yet, but my job is to prop up other artists, right? It's to talk to Jordan, and it's to talk about you, man.
Thank you.
My people know about me, right? I don't have a problem marketing. I don't have a problem putting myself out there and doing all that, right? And I want to teach other people how to do that. This is a small step in that right direction, right? Just get behind a microphone and talk about yourself for 5 minutes, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. This is the first time I've ever had been, I mean, not behind a microphone, but podcast. I've never done it. Me and my brother, we were just talking about it. Like, we've been in the music scene, especially locally here in Rapid City for years, for 15 years, you know what I mean? And so we grew up doing music, young with that dream of doing it. And like we, just went through life, and life struggles, they really take a toll on you from time to time, for certain people. I know it did me. And so, like, that's what the new music's about too, you know what I mean? It's about like a rebirth. It's about like a repossession of myself, my soul and my spirit.
Yeah, brother, I feel that.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
I feel all that.
Absolutely. We actually, I have plans on, I'm going to drop an album hopefully before the end of the year, towards the end of the year. And then, but before that, me and my brother Awkward are actually going to do a duo mixtape where it's just me and him on the full album on every song, and we're gonna have probably, I would say, at least 8 songs on the album that are all collaboration songs just between me and him, that are specifically designed for us to kind of bring ourselves out together at the same time on a platform. While we do our own solo albums at the same time too. You know what I mean? Because really, no matter what in the future happens, like, I'm always rocking with Awkward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
That's my goal.
And that's what. So what I'm doing with the podcast is not just the interviews, but I've also built what I'm calling a songwriter showcase, right? So I'm bringing these songwriters into, right now our spot is Monks out there in Sioux Falls. And I bring them in. I'm on stage with them, or it could be anyone hosting, right? And this is kind of the idea I'm trying to get out to everybody. Kind of interview like we do right here, and then play us a song. And then tell me about that song, and what inspired that song, and what did this, and what in that. So you get like interview, song stories, and 5 or 6 songs all captured on this little fucking thing, man. And then we're posting that every week. So that's our songwriter showcase show. Well, now I'm trying to franchise that idea, right? And move that around. So we have some spots in Minneapolis and people that we're working with up there. We have some spots out here. Custer Beacon is a good spot for us. We're going to start hosting it down there. We'd like to find some Rapid City. Maybe Abe's is the spot. Maybe it's somewhere else.
Right, yeah.
Maybe we get a Northern Hills spot going on too. I mean, this is my home. These are the people that I care about.
Absolutely.
We need the opportunities to pump these people up, and I think a weekly show to not only get your story, but your songs out there, I think is fucking key.
Absolutely.
I'd love to work on how to get the hip-hop world into that. The other show we have is called Love Noise, where we just bring your song on, and we just review it. We just tell you what we like about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
we're not
cool
here to
too.
shit on people, and like, I don't want anything to do with that negative ass energy, right? I don't want nothing to do with that. I want to listen to your song and tell you what I love about it, right? And if I don't like something about it, I ain't gonna talk about it.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to bring. That one's taking a little more time because it's a little bit more production involved, right? You're having to get the songs in and get it from everybody, but
that sounds
I got
really
big
good,
plans
though.
and big
Cool.
dreams for this thing, man. Well, it's because I've done that podcast with somebody, right? I was on my boy Eli Yusuf's fucking podcast. He's Messy the Man. He got me on, and he's all hip hop, man, right? He's a big name in hip hop and big name in independent, right? And he's reviewing my song Triple Fine, which is a power pop rock song, you know?
Yeah.
And he's grooving and shaking, and I wasn't even able to be on audio with them because of technical difficulties, but I'm just in the chat typing, and still on the podcast. But it's that community, man. It's that connections we're making, and that's what kind of inspired, well, man, we should do that for our people too, because that was so cool, that moment, right? So, we're just kind of keep running with the ideas. There's nobody here to tell us no, right?
No,
We've been
not.
kept off the radio because of advertising dollars and bullshit like that for way too fucking long. I paid the $140 for my subscription that says I can post on the internet. I'm putting my friends out there that never got the fucking chance, right?
Yeah, no,
because
it's a beautiful
even
thing.
out here, I know Mitch is doing a lot more now, and God bless Mitch's soul and what he's doing. But so for
God
the
bless
most
him.
part, radio was kind of untouchable for local artists, and we didn't have a lot of access to that.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate to have access to Dakota News now in Sioux Falls, and I'm on the news every 2 weeks pretty much, and can be on there and put really anyone I want on there, as long as
good.
they're willing to go and do the work yourself. I'll give you the email address. You got to go make the connection with this lady and convince her why you're worth her time, right?
Okay, yeah.
If she's going to put you on the news, why are you, Jordan, worth her fucking 5 minutes in the morning, right? On her
absolutely.
show to talk about you and what you're doing.
Right.
And so far, I've convinced them that what I'm doing is worth talking about.
Yeah,
right?
that's good. That's
And
cool.
I think you're worth talking about, right? So that's where it keeps
I appreciate
growing.
that.
And a validation, man. I had a guy that's been in music, in popular music, for the last 50 years on my show on Tuesday, Jordan. His name's Bill Payne. He played in the band Little Feat. He's played with everybody. He dropped Bonnie Raitt's name in the first 30 seconds because they worked on their current album together, right? I'll talk to anybody, Jordan. I don't care because it's the same conversations, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Me and him had the same conversation that me and you have because why? We're musicians.
Yeah.
We have the same struggles. They get labeled
Absolutely.
a cover band. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This
no,
guy's been in the
absolutely.
music business for 5 decades.
Yeah.
And it's just unbelievable, man. But we're on it, man. And
Which
now
I've actually thought about doing covers, but I'm almost afraid to touch them. You know what I mean? Because I sing. I'm a vocalist. You know what I mean? I actually rap. I sing. I do all kinds of things. But I've had a lot of people that are close to me, my family, push me to try to do some covers. And I've actually really contemplated doing it, and I almost have done it, and then like produced it to where I could put it on YouTube and music platforms and Spotify and stuff as just a cover. And I just don't do it because honestly, I don't want to get labeled as anybody. I don't want to get labeled as anything specific.
Right,
So
and I think
I'd
it
rather
almost-
come with my raw stuff first.
And I think you have to be original first, and then you can start to do that. You have to be like, this is who I am, and then you can be like, this is also who I like. You can't, if you come out swinging, well, like, this is what I think you're going to like, you know what I mean? You're never going to win. You have to come out and tell them what they're going to like, in some way. You have to go out and be likable, right? And bring that and bridge that conversation, right? And it's just so hard to kind of teach that to some people, man.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I don't feel like I just am me, you know what I mean? And I've always done I've just done whatever comes, you know what I mean, to my heart. And so I just keep that with everything I do.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, I feel like being incarcerated is really probably the one thing that held me back as far as time is concerned, but it also allowed me to grow in a way that I never would have grew with my music, you know what I mean? So I almost don't have enough time in the day to record and produce what we are doing right now. We're doing like a stupid amount of music right now. It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, I love it, man. Well, I can't wait to hear all of it, and I think if you keep your heart right where it's at, I think you guys are going to do big things, man, and I can't wait to get you all out. And I think things are popping in Sioux Falls for us, man. We're doing bigger things. My company, DBS Entertainment, The Scene Podcast, my band Starts and Ends, man. We're all about collabing and doing different things too, man. So,
shout out DBS, shout out Sioux Falls.
Hell yeah, man. Well, you come and see us real soon, Jordan. Thank you so much for being a part of the scene, brother. I appreciate it.
Yo, have a good night, brother.
Well, when visiting the Black Hills, make sure you stay at Kathmandu Campground in Sturgis, South Dakota. Located right off of exit 34 by the Black Hills National Cemetery, you won't find a better place for family fun in the Black Hills. With dry cabins and pull-through RV sites, you'll find the accommodations you're looking for at Kathmandu Campground. That's exit 34, Sturgis, South Dakota. Find them online at kathmanducampground.com. My mom tunes into the show. That's all right. I just got her tickets to Little Feat at Red Rocks for her birthday,
Oh, hell
on her
yeah.
birthday,
Oh.
right? Yeah,
The
the
good
perks
son.
of podcasting, right? For the first time in my life, Josh.
Yeah.
Yes, 4 wins, baby. This is what it is, man. Josh
Ooh.
Shepard, welcome to the scene, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Oh,
It's good to be here.
It's my pleasure, dude.
Yeah.
We just realized that I think we met in person for the first time tonight.
Right. Yeah.
But we've been Facebook friends for at least 6 years, probably. I would
don't know,
guess
a couple of
Yeah.
years for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I got out of prison in 2018, right?
Okay.
And that's kind of where I met all the new group, right? I was
Right.
getting back into South Dakota. I was in Mexico for a year, and then I was in prison for 2, right? So you're kind of 3 years. There's a new
Sure.
crop of people in town, right? So when I was coming
Right.
back to the Black Hills, I was definitely investigating, and you were at the top of that list, man.
Thanks, man. Well, I'm I'm originally from Arkansas.
Okay.
I moved up here. Well, it's been about 10 years, but I was like in a religious cult for a long time, so that's kind of part of my story.
Yeah, we're going to
And
get a
then-
long form done, buddy. We're going to go into that.
But I came out of that and like was looking for meaning, and like so music was like the only other thing. I played music when I was younger, and then was kind of like got scared straight or whatever.
Yeah.
And anyway, so it was like 2019. Actually, I found the Cave Collective.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So
all
I
that
was
stuff
like,
was popping. Man.
Right. I was walking by. I saw a cool flyer in the window, and I'm like, "Oh yeah,
That's how it
I wanna-
starts, ain't it?
Yeah." And so I like met some people, and then I bought an amp and a guitar, and I'm like, I'm going to play music again. So it was really just
Really?
just a few years ago I
So
started.
you were
like, playing.
just kind of learning to play the guitar essentially
so-
again. I mean,
Again, yeah.
Right.
So I grew up like my dad, and my dad's side of the family played music, and we grew up like playing a lot of like gospel and bluegrass kind of stuff, but like music, like rock and roll, was off limits. So like I grew up like I remember being a teenager, and I'd have to like hide in my closet and put a blanket over my head and like listen to a little radio in my closet to
Yeah.
like listen, to hear just top 40 music.
right.
And but then like I played it. So I've played guitar my whole life, like mostly just sitting on my couch or whatever.
Okay.
But it was really just like starting about 2019 was the first time I started like writing songs or anyway. So
That's
yeah.
awesome, man. I think you're a great songwriter. I
Oh,
like your
thank you
stuff.
very much.
Yeah, I've been following you, like I said, for the last 6 years, right? So I've been a big fan. You've been in several other bands
Yeah.
and things out here, projects that have been, starts and ends. I mean, really, that's the reason that the band, and I stick with that name, obviously Starts is my
Yes,
last name. That just made sense, right? But because I move around and bands don't last forever, and I'm not going to change the name of the band every 5 minutes. I play with different guys depending on the day of the week, right? If
Right.
I'm out here, I'm playing with some guys, and if I'm out in Sioux Falls, I'm playing with a different group of guys, and sometimes I'm playing with different guys on different nights,
Sure.
right? So, I mean, while I've always envied, like, I'm a huge Grateful Dead fan, right? So
Okay.
I've admired where, that band, that core stayed together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was always that core, and yeah, you had the keyboard players that had drifted in and out, right? But it was always that core, and I never had that. I never had guys that I just really locked in with, and I was a little bit envious, definitely the mofo period
Right.
of watching you guys getting together, and it just seemed like the camaraderie was really there, and the songwriting was there, and it was just a good moment, man. I'm glad you guys kind of got to ride that wave, and I hope that those songs don't die.
No, yeah. When we did put out an EP with Modern Folklore, and we were all friends, and we're still friends. Yeah, the band. Well, we were always kind of like 3 different bands. We had 3 main songs. Well, literally, we were five piece. All of us were songwriters, and so that's like great. We had tons of creative ideas, but it's also kind of gets like, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to prioritize? What direction
Right.
are we going? And our sound, like, are we making this cohesive? And then also we were great friends, but we also like had to have a really good time. And so
Yeah.
like, okay, if we want to do this seriously, maybe we better. So that kind of that group split up, but like I said, we've all remained friends. Like I play in 2 of the other members' bands. Like I play guitar and backup singers and stuff.
In some form, it exists,
Right.
man.
Yeah, I
it's
was
like
just
a
in
lot of
last
those
weekend
bands of the
playing with them,
60s and
so-
70s, right?
Right.
It's the the Yardbirds, right? Where you're
Right.
like, oh yeah, okay, well yeah, that band ended, and it's like, yeah, but that was 4 of the greatest guitar players,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. When your band breaks up and they form like Cream and Led Zeppelin, like, okay, yeah, you're doing all
That was
right.
probably an upward move.
Right.
Oh, I love it, man. So I hope that that experience has taught everyone a little something, and now moving on, that the songs are probably reflecting some of those lessons, I'm sure. And I know that life happens too, right? I'm very fortunate now to be in a very, I'm married and very stable relationship, but my life wasn't always like that, right?
Good. Right.
I think not until I kind of had that was I really able to, okay, I can really dig into my career now and do this and not have to worry about my personal life toppling everything at some point, right? So I think there's something to being a little bit older and being a little more mature and growing old enough to know, like, hey, maybe we can't be in a band together. Maybe that's a bridge too far.
It spreads. I don't really want to admit it, but yeah, like I went through like a divorce and everything, separation 2 years ago, and like it wasn't the main deal, but like the band and the band life was definitely like a factor in that. And like I hate that, but yeah, no, but a lot of lessons learned, and doing a lot better now. So
that's
feels
good, man. Well, I'm proud of you guys, man. I love that you continue writing and playing music, and I know that you're traveling this summer and kind of touring a bit yourselves. So congratulations on all
man.
that. You got any big shows coming up that you want to tell the people about?
Well, like I said, I just played a solo show tonight here, and then I'm playing with Dexter J tomorrow at the Four Winds Festival, and then I'm playing in 2 bands next weekend. We're playing in Montana in Billings and Missoula, in Dexter J and Diaphane. I just got off a little tour with Diaphane. We played in Minneapolis and all, and so
that's great. We were there at the same time, and actually, my friend Megan, who saw both shows, is actually here tonight. So I just saw she's right behind us, man. It's just so
that's amazing.
Bring her out. Well,
hey, Megan,
Josh, thanks for being a part of the scene, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, I wish you the best luck, and I think it's great what you're doing. Like, and I hope it has the most success. Like, this is really important work, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Well, if you're a fan of live music and you're visiting the Black Hills, you got to check out Kickstand's Campground and Venue, exit 37 on I-90. Home of some of the best live music during the Sturgis Rally. They bring the bands that rock the house. Kickstand's Campground and Venue, exit 37, Sturgis, South Dakota. Go see them and tell them you heard them on The Scene.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. All right, man. I'm here with Morgan. Kyle's here, too. Red Maker.
Yeah, buddy.
You guys are out from Sioux Falls playing Four Winds Rapid City, man. Is this fucking cool or what?
Oh, my God, man. It's a wild crowd out here. I've never seen people like this.
Yeah, man. It's a little bit different than the subdued crowds you can find in Sioux Falls sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's a lot less cross arms around here,
We get into it, man. I think it's something about the Black Hills, and people are a little looser, man. There's a good scene out here. This is where I grew up, right? So a lot of these people are my friends. Luke plays in my band, and we'll be playing with my band next week at the Custer Beacon out here, right?
Hell yeah,
he just played the Levitt with us last Friday. So yeah, these people are like this is my crew, right? So nice to have some of the Sioux Falls people, and we've kind of been in the same places. But what's Red Maker up to this summer, man? Were you guys busy?
Oh yeah, we've been playing a bunch of shows. This is our first time out here in Rapid City. We've been making a couple of new entrances out, and we're going to be playing out in Omaha. Right now, we're on like month 6 of recording an EP, because that's how that always goes. It's never just quick.
Yeah.
It's never just like, oh, we're going to get it done in a month like it's usual. But
I've been going song by song. That's how the only way that I can get it done, right, is just to do it one at a time and to get it done. And actually, I recorded my single that I released today in this building.
Hell yeah.
I recorded
Congrats,
it in
man.
this building at Cottonwood Studio. My buddy Tom Freer, he recorded all the fucking music, right, and did everything. And he hooked it up. And this building has a lot of magic in it, man, as you can see.
God damn, amazing.
Yeah, and then we get to hang out and do this stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah, what a crazy building to sit and to
do it all around here.
Just fill it up, man. Well, and that's the goal. They have the recording spaces, they have the rehearsal spaces.
They got the drinks.
It's all about music. They got the drinks.
How many beers have you had so far?
Oh man, a couple thousand feet up in the air, it feels like 6.
Yeah,
apparently.
doesn't it? Yeah, the elevation is real.
Yeah, one so far. It's really going straight to me.
So we're here Friday night. What time do you guys play tomorrow?
We're playing at 5:30 tomorrow. I believe in the indoor stage.
Okay, nice. Then that stage was rocking, man. I don't know who was playing earlier that was doing some Rage Against the Machine
Wicked
covers.
Six.
Wait, that was Wicked
was
Six.
Killing
Okay.
it. They were wicked.
So I had them on some shows really early. They had just formed, I think, and they were going to play some shows for us. And I can't remember if they did or not, but I put a few things together out here before I moved out east.
Right.
So I kind of remember that band just starting. So to see that where it's gone to, right, is pretty freaking thrilling, man.
They're showing the years of experience behind them. Some of that guitar work was crazy, and they're just energetic and fun.
Yeah, man. So what kind of music do you guys play?
Well, we kind of refer to ourselves as like a bubblegum grunge. Like we're not afraid to kind of hit a drum too hard or turn on distortion on the guitar, but we love our stuff to be really catchy, really pop-like. At first, we were kind of calling ourselves like an indie rock, but we couldn't really find a camp to fit in.
Right, and that's the hardest thing about music these days, right? Is like you have to be so niched out, and it's like fuck, not all of us fit into a hole, man. Like,
I hardly even know if what we're calling ourselves is the right thing.
Right, I'm kind of like about to leave it up to whatever, because I actually did a little bit of content on it because I was cruising through, if you're pitching the playlist, they want to know what genre you are and all the multiple genres, and I'm cruising through, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that was even a thing, or
oh yeah, like folk metal, pirate metal sort of stuff.
Well, pirate metal's something I can get behind. I got a pirate song, but
oh, there you go.
That's killer, man. Well, I'm not going to be here. I got to head back to Sioux Falls. I'm playing at the Den tomorrow.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which, that's a cool room, man. You guys
we
played
just
there?
played there a week and a half ago.
Were you outside when they did the outside stuff, or were you guys
inside? No,
inside
just
in
inside.
The room? Okay, nice.
And their sound system, everybody was saying it sounded great out there.
Man. Yeah, that place is killer. It's a funky room, though, and we're trying to help them figure it out, right? It's because that side of town isn't in a neighborhood, right? And I think this is the big problem, is that because it is out where you usually pay for a show, we need to be bringing something a little bit different out there, right?
For sure.
You can't just be doing the same bar band shows, and it needs to be more ticketed, kind of events, cover charge kind of place, right?
It's just always great to have another venue for artists to express themselves at.
Well, our Solstice Shakedown got canceled at Icon, so we had to move everything.
Shit.
We had to move everything, and they were gracious enough to get us in at the Den. So we're really thankful and appreciative of them, and yeah, now we can kind of move forward and hopefully do a lot more work with them in the future.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited to see where they go with it.
Fucking A, man. Well, this is great having you on. I can't wait for you guys to perform in our town and out in the Black Hills tomorrow for the first time. And yeah, spread the gospel of Red Maker.
Yeah, buddy.
Flower power, baby.
Yeah, brother. Well, thank you so much, Morgan.
For sure.
Kyle,
congrats on the single, by the way.
Thank you, man. I hope you guys stream it for us and help us share it to your people. I appreciate it, man. Cool, boys. We'll see you next time.
Thanks again, man.
Thank you for listening. Remember to go to patreon.com/thescenesd. Follow us on all your social media channels and make yourself part of The Scene.